Hi guys, so you join me here today and we're at the lovely Lindholme Lakes and we're here on Loco Lake tonight. And I'm going to run you through everything I know about jigger fishing, and if I were to tell you that you're never going to miss a bite again when shallow fishing, what would you say? Well, that's exactly what you're going to do when I go through jigger fishing for you. Self-hooking method, don't have to strike, it's the one for you. So just about to start, fed a few pellets out there and we'll go out and see what happens. So I've started on a deeper jigger to start with, and I've got a few different ones set up. So I've got one set at about 3 foot, one at 2 foot and one at 1 foot. And I'm literally just going to work my way through. I reckon they'll be deeper to start with, and then come shallower, the more bait I feed, the more competitive they get, will come up in the water. So I'm literally just feeding a few pellets over at top and then just jigging my bait in the middle of it. There you go, just keep flicking that bait in so they're coming to the noise. They're very noise respondent, these fish, if you want to call it that. They're drilled into the sound of pellets and come towards a noise. They know that that sound means food. So we call it, just keep ringing dinner bell. Oh, following your float through. Just keep jigging away. Can take a little while to get fish shallow, so don't expect one to get like within the first 5-10 minutes. But I've been feeding it a little bit now, so I don't think it'll take too long before we get his first fish. Just keep repeating the process, just constantly. Not a lot of pellets, just like half a dozen or so. Oh, there we go, fish on. It's pigging over the top, and there we go, we're into a fish. Didn't take too long. It's lovely elastic doing its job. Ship back straight onto the side puller, give it a couple of pulls. Got to be a little bit careful here because we've got some rushes down the edge, so we just want to keep us fish under control and away from them where possible. Feels like a nice F1, does this? Some big fish in here. Oh. Bit of bad netting there going on. Oh, it's going to come up now. I upset him a little bit then, I think. There we go, he's going to come round now. Up he comes, and he's in the net. Look at that. Give him a quick hold for you. Nice size, decent stamp F1s. We go, slip him back. So let's get out and catch a few more. So what I'm going to do this time is run you through what a jigger is and how it actually works. So it's not like a conventional rig where you've got a fixed float, and by that I mean use rubbers and the float is used to see. Oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Literally shipped out and I've got one. So yeah, it's not like what we usually say conventional float is that's attached. Let's feed a bit of bait. So the float actually slides up and down the line and doesn't actually give you an indication when you've got a fish. The way that you know you've got a fish is your elastic comes out. That's just more of a guidance to know where you're jigging. So the way it works is there's a hole that runs down the middle of the body of the float, and your line is going up and down in the middle of that, which is controlled by the speed I lift and drop. So we have some weights, so some stops on it, and that helps the line sink and come up. I will give you a run through that in a little bit so you can have a closer look. It makes a bit more sense when we get the rig out and we have a look through it that way. But now, just going to concentrate getting this one in. Definitely eager for my pellet, this one was. Look at that. Let's just come out in net and give it a quick hold. A bit lively, but look at that, a lovely stamp F1. Give him a quick, look at that. Even got his little fin up for you. He's all angry. Went out there, just slapped it over and it were on straight away. I didn't even get to feed. So as you can see, I'll just tangle my rig a little bit then. I'll just untangle it. I'll give you a quick look now. So as you can see, what I mean by that is a float actually runs up. If I let it go, there's nothing stopping it apart from the shot at the bottom and the stop at the top. So the stop at the top is actually set at 8 inches. So here at Lindholme, it's an 8-inch rule. Is a lash between, so the length of line between where your float is and where the connector is. So I'll go back here, just slap it in a couple of times, hold on to it and lower it down. So yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm lowering the float in and then just giving it a little jig. So by that I just flick my knee and it wafts the bait up and then it falls down slow. So waft the bait up, fall down slow, and literally just keep repeating that process. Keep firing these pellets in over the top. So you're fishing shallow for them, but rather than with a fixed rig, oh, felt one then, you're fishing at a constant depth. So if it's set at a foot, you're literally fishing at a foot. But when them fish move up and down in the water column, you can't catch them mid-depth because you're sat at a foot. Whereas this, I can follow them all the way down to whatever the rig's sat at. So this one I've set at 2 foot. I've got one at 3 foot, one at 2 foot and one at a foot. So literally I can lower it all the way down like that. So now it's set at 2 foot, just jigging and then just jig my way up, let it fall and jig my way up. Just keep repeating that process. But they are coming to the noise of the pellets over the top. So I lift it out, give it a little bit of a slap, noise will come in and then let my pellet go down the middle. Look at that, oh, they're a little swirl then. Got one, there we go. Told it didn't take long. So that one just took a little bit of encouragement, bit of jigging on the float, slapping the rig, and we've got another one on. It's lovely this. You can build up big weights of fish using this method, and it's very robust as well, so we're using strong gear. There's no point messing about, the fish are feeding up in the water, and it's all about being efficient and getting them in. There we go, nice lovely plump F1. Decent fish these are. So I'll unhook him, go out, get another one, and then I'll give you a run through my rig. So just plop him back, add him to my clicker, couple of pound, and there we go. So I'm using lasso method, which I'll show you again in a minute when I run through my rig. But no need to change my bait, I've still got a pellet on, and that's all I need. Bit of bait on, slap my rig out back where I've caught him. So I make sure that I'm right at the end of the pole, so I'm feeding in exactly the same area as what I've just caught that one. So making sure the pellets are going through the water all the time, and back to repeating the same, just jigging away. Such an effective method this is. Good way of putting big weights together. This time of year in summer, and especially at this time of day as well. You see it's getting a bit later. Very efficient. So I'll just keep jigging away. Just get stronger and stronger as the session goes on with this. The more you feed, the more fish you attract, and fish attract fish. Got a nice short little hook length on this. So just keep lifting up and dropping. There we go. Little flick of the wrist and he's on. That's what I like. I'll get this one in. Oh, let's pull him back a little bit. Is he a big one or is he a carp? Could be a carp. There's some big carp in this lake, to be honest. Just pull him round. Just have to be a bit careful because I've got reeds at that side. He's coming now. He might just be a bit of a better F1. Just take my time with him. You all count. Try to bring him round that way. There we go, just a bit of pressure there, bring him away from them reeds. A few strips on the puller. Oh, he didn't like that. Pull back. Come on, fishies. While he's doing that, I'm going to feed a few more pellets, keep them in the area, lining my next fish up so when I go out there should be another. But before I go out, I'm going to give you a run through my rig. So I'll get this one in. Hopefully. We don't want to be losing him. Just keeping that fed out there. It's quite good. I've got a coop set on my peg where I'm catching as well, so I know exactly where I'm firing my pellets in. It's quite a good marker. There we go. Come on, fishies. Could be a bit foul looks, this is going a bit erratic. Let's take my time though, don't want to lose him. Even if he is foul up the old count in a match. Just take a little bit longer to get in. Come on, fishies. It's tiring now, I think. Nice one. I think, is it top fin possibly? Come on, fish. Give it a bit of stick. I say we've played him this long now, so we might as well get him. It's a nice big F1. We're going to come round. Oh, I thought I might get him that time. There we go. Oh, he might be in mouth actually. Yep, top lip, just a nice big one that's put up a bit of a show for himself. Look at that. Look at him for an F1. Oh, what a beaut. Look at that. Pellet right in his top lip, as you can see. Just a brute of an F1. So what I'll do is I'll slip him back and show you the rig. So let's have a quick look at the rig. As you can see, a dead simple rig. They don't get much simpler than this, to be honest. And first of all, you notice that I've got a short kit on. So this is just a grey short kit with a 11 Jura slip. 11 is a lovely elastic for these. It's light enough, obviously the hooking itself against the elastic, there's no striking involved. So it needs to be soft enough to pull out and go with the fish, but it needs to be able to power up when you get some bigger carp or bigger F1s, or even getting them in that bit faster. So that's on a side puller as well, so that just makes it a little bit more easy to get the fish under control. Now you come down, we've got 019 main line. Might seem a bit strong, but you're getting a lot of line going over the net, and you can hook some big fish, and the float sliding up and down it, so it's got to be dead durable. Come down, got a bunch of stots there, you can probably see. So that's just some number 9s, and that's what I use. The weight controls how fast it drops, so it'll go as fast as I drop it, and then when I flick it, it'll flutter back down. And come down, got an 017 hook length, 3 inches to a size 18 kkm. You can see there, I've just got a pellet on a lasso, and that's it. Stop at the top to stop the float going up. Like I've said, there's an 8-inch lash rule here at Lindholme, and the float literally just slides up and down, stops at the stop, and then down to the shot, and that is it, as simple as it gets. Looks like there's certainly a few fish there now, but that's what happens. Keep feeding them, and when you get a pack moving, it's usually pretty good and there's a few fish there to go at. So same as before, ship out to full length of the pole, then I'm just putting my rig in, so I'm slapping it over and it's imitating the pellets hitting the water. So they're coming to the sound, and then I'm just jigging away. Oh, definitely felt something then, an indication. So like I say, when these fish move in, so nice to catch. Just keep going. There we go. It's a pretty fast method, to be honest. Once you get it right, deadly accurate with your feed. It's important. The more you spread your feed about, the wider the fish will be. If you can get it in a tight spot, the fish competing in that tight spot, and your pellet's in there with them, and it's crying out for a bite. There we go. A couple of pulls on the puller kit. It's 11 Jura slip doing the business. Lovely elastic. So there we go, nice little F1. Pull him in. Look at that. Give him a quick hold. Look at him. Nicely hooked. Slipping back. And because I've used my lasso, still on there is a pellet. Grab my pole as soon as it's blown away. And get back out for the next one. Slap it over so they're coming to their noise. Obviously they think it's my pellets that I'm firing in, but in real fact there's only the ones that is on the hook that's there. Sometimes you can get an instant response with that. There we go, just keep firing them pellets. 6s or 4s depending on distance, weather. So at the minute I'm using 6s just for a bit more noise, but if there's a lot in there we can use 4s as well. There we go, give it another thing. Oh, I felt one then. Let's keep flicking it over. Just jigging away. So this is a 2-foot rig. I'm just going to drop down 2 foot. There we go, run straight away. Missed. Well, you say you miss a bite, you don't really miss bites because they pull the elastic out, but you can feel them bumping into the line sometimes, so it's a bit weird. So I felt one, dropped it down, and then I had one. So I'll get this one in, and then I reckon I'll get out, get one more, and we'll see where we go from there. Give it a couple of strips. Fight hard to these fish in these lakes. Nice big F1s, some big carp. While he's doing that, let's put them pellets in. Flick them out on there. Oh, look at him. What a big fish that is. For those of you that catch F1s, you will appreciate the size of this fish. Let me just untangle him. Look at the size of that. That's got to be the best part of 4.5 pound, probably 5 pound, all day long. Look at that, swirling out on spot. Oh no, I'll take that back, it's a coot. Coot dived under water as I looked up there, a big swirl. So, pop him back, go out, get one more for you. There we go. So I'm actually doing this with pellets, but you can use maggots as well, so maggots just as effective. All depends on the day, to be honest. I prefer fishing pellets, but I hooked one straight away then. But you can catch on maggots. Sometimes you can't get a bite on pellet. I did it the other week. I was fishing on Benny's Lake on the complex. We're fishing pellets and slop for literally an hour, never had a bite or an indication. 10 minutes, like swapped to white maggots, exactly the same, no different, just feeding maggots for 10 minutes and I got one. And then they were queuing up, to be honest, after that. But I'm just going to lift my bait out because coot's diving and last thing I want is to catch a coot. So yeah, I swapped over to maggots and it was unbelievable. And to be honest, it's not the first time it's happened. And changing a bait, so make sure you give yourself options of pellets, maggots. Casters are also really good. It's a good alternate bait. There we go, there's another one there. I could do this all night long. Oh, might have to wait a minute for this. Seems like a better fish. Just pulling me around. It's always best to take your time. They all want to come in. No point rushing them. There we go. Nice big swirl coming up in there. Got to be careful of them reeds. There we go. Well, it looks like a carp. It's not a fish that you get that often, to be honest. When them F1's moving, it's normally just F1's, but looks like a better fish. Let's take my time. pulling round. Look. Nice fish is that. There we go. There we go. What a lovely fish to end on. Nice carp. Quite a few of these shallow, not as many as F1s, but there we go. Hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.